Hi, my name is Emmanuel Davis, and this will be a series of Active Directory implementation videos. We are going to look at Windows Server Administration, and the main focus is for new people. We are going to use the VMware workstation platform to do all our works. So without wasting much time, I have my VMware workstation Pro 17 installed, and we will be creating virtual machine together. Then when we are done, we look at installing the server operating system. So when you download the VMware setup, you have an icon like this on your desktop, where when you double click, you will get an interface like this. So you just click on create. Since we don't have any existing virtual machine, we click on create a new virtual machine. Then we will stick to the recommended, which is the first page of the virtual machine wizard. Typical, which is recommended, we stick to this one, move to next. Then what we will do is we will first of all finish creating our virtual machine. So we go in for I will install the operating system later. We move to next. Then we have to now select the guest operating system that we will be installing. Our main focus is on Microsoft Windows, so we will leave it on Microsoft Windows. Then the version, we have to now select the version that we are going to install. So this one is, our focus is on server, so we'll be running server 2019. And this approach, you can use it for any other server that you want to install. So after we have selected the version, we move to next. Then we have a scene where we need to provide the virtual machine name and where we want our virtual machine to be kept. So I will rename my virtual machine as Win. So I'll make it capital Win-19. Win-19, or let me change it to domain or DC, domain controller 1-1. Let me use this one, domain controller -1. With the path, I will just leave it like that, and then I'll move to next. So the next one is drive. So we need to apportion, we need to allocate disk space for our virtual machine. So I will use 100 gig. Then I will store the virtual disk as a single file. So I'll select this one, and then I'll move to next. So we have the summary of whatever that we have done with the virtual machine that we want to create. So you can go through. If you want to customize any of the settings here, you can click on customize hardware, which will just pop up the hardware setting for you to just adjust it. So I'll close, then I'll click on finish. So we wait, Now it's done creating our virtual machine. So this particular virtual machine can be likened it to a computer that doesn't have operating system, a brand new computer without operating system, and that is what it means. So even if we click on power on this virtual machine, we will not see anything. So what we need to do here is to load or mount our image. So as we are going to install server 2019, so I'll just click on CD DVD, and then it will pop up the virtual machine settings. So under the CD DVD, I will go in for, under the connection I'll use what ISO image file. I don't have the image on a disk, so I'll just a file on the computer. I'll just select use, browse, then I have to search for where my images are, 2019, which is the server 2019. I'll just double click on this one, then I'll click on OK. So we try to power it on. What this particular video, this one will be a raw video, so if we encounter any error, we try to solve the problem together. So I will just power it on, and then let's see whether everything is intact. So click on power on and then wait. So it says we should click and then press on any key. Okay, so timeout. So now if you want to you click inside the virtual machine, you will not be able to see the mouse. So what I have to do is, if you want to have access to your mouse, you press on the Control Alt to release the mouse pointer. So there's it. So I'll just close this one, then we will off it, and then we turn it on again to see. So right click on the virtual machine, either this or we search for the VM tab. We click on the where we have this symbol pause, click on the drop down, then we go in for power off. So we try again by turning it on, but we need to be fast this time around. Click power, click inside, and then let's see, press on any key. So it's now loading. So we wait for it to load. We have the Windows logo displaying, so we wait. Okay, so we have the first scene of the installation. We have the language setting, so I will not change anything from this side. We'll move to next, then we go in for install now. So this process is more like installing other Windows operating system. The one that we are used to installing is the client version, the likes of Windows 10, the likes of Windows 11, the likes of Windows 8 and 7. They are all client version of the server operating system. And bear in mind that every server that comes, or Microsoft release, it comes with 8 client version. All right, so here we are going to use the data center desktop experience. So we select data center desktop experience, then move to next. Then we also have the license terms. You need to be able to go through and understand all the terms that pertain to this particular operating system that you want to install. Before you can use someone's property, you need to know the laws govern that particular property. So this get time and then go through the license terms. So if you are okay with it, you just accept and then move to next. So here the next thing has to do with the type of installation. We have option, upgrade, and then we have custom. So with the upgrade, all that it will do is our Windows files will be what will be kept, but we cannot do upgrade from this side. We will also do another video session where we will try to do Windows upgrade, but for now we will stick to custom. So click on this, which take us to the disks. So we have the disks that has been allocated to this particular virtual machine. We have 100 gig. So we select and then we move to next. We will not create partition on this one. Move to next, and then we wait. So now the installation has started. So Windows will go through all this. Similar, if you are familiar with how to install the client operating system, which is a Windows client operating system, the likes of Windows 10, Windows 11, is just the same approach when it comes to the server installation, specifically the Windows server installation. So we wait for the installation to complete, then we continue. So we can see that now it's about to restart, so we wait. So whilst we are waiting, now there is a need for everyone to know the requirement pertaining to the kind of operating system that he or she want to install. So when we go to Google, you can find out the requirement of any operating system requirement. So what we are installing on our virtual machine is Server 2019, and according to the AI, what we got, he says what Windows Server 2019 requires. This one is a minimum requirement. We have 1.4 gigahertz 64-bit word processor. So if your processor is 32, is a no-go area. That is the 2019. And then we have the RAM size, which is 2 for the desktop experience, and then we have the 512 megabyte for server core with a hard disk space of 32 gig, right? So the minimum requirement, we have this, the processor, we have the RAM, we have the disk, and it's supposed to have what network adapter. Specifically says it should have a gigabit adapter. So when we are looking at the Ethernet port, the Ethernet port, we have different types of Ethernet port. We have the as we are seeing, the gigabit, we have the fast, and then we have the normal Ethernet, and then even the gigabit, we have the 10 gigabit, and then we have the 40 gigabit. So we have different types of that. The display should have 1024 by 768. That is the resolution. It's supposed to have keyboard and mouse, and then the optical drive. It says if we are performing the installation from a disc or DVD, the DVD disc, then we need to make sure that we have the optical drive. We also have other additional requirement. So this one can be run on a virtual machine as we are doing right now. We also have what the secure boot. We have trusted platform module, which is the TPM needed for the BitLocker. We also have the likes of ECC, which is the error correcting code, and then also we have the DMA protection. Now let's go and check our installation. So now we have gotten to the custom settings, where we have the username, which is the administrator activated, so we need to provide password for that. Without that, there's no way we can proceed. So when it comes to server, every account that we create must have a user password, and the user password must conform to the password complexity. All right, so I'll provide in my password. This one is for me alone. So then I'll click on finish. Then so good, we are in. So this if care is not taken, you think that, oh, this one is Windows 10. Yeah, Windows 10 have same or similar lock screen. So for us to log into our account, we press on Control Alt Delete to for us to get access to the screen, for us to be able to get access and then enter our password. Or when you are working on when you are using the VMware, we can equally use this button here, these two, which will also give us the alternative. Bear in mind that if you are using the Control Alt Delete, it affects the main machine as well. So if you want to use a keyboard, you rather click inside and then press on Control Alt Delete, sorry, insert rather. When you press on Control Alt Insert, it will just it will affect the virtual machine, not the entire machine. But if you use the delete one, it affects the entire machine, right? So we then have to provide the administrator password. So it's loading, putting things together for us to use. So my friends and brothers, this is the server 2019. So we have pop-ups, we have the server manager, we also have the Windows Admin Center. Windows Admin Center is also another tool that we can use to manage the server. So in fact, we have 3 tools that we can use to manage the server. We have the admin center, we have the server manager, then we have the PowerShell, right? So we try our best to tackle them one after the other as we progress in this back-to-back series on Windows Server administration, right? Okay, so now that we have installed our server, the next thing that we need to do is to configure the server. So we have this. So the first thing that we have to do is to assign our IP address. Then when we are done assigning our IP address, we will pause and then we continue the rest tomorrow or another day if God permit. So on the server manager, we go to click on configure this local server. Click on configure, then it takes us to the property of the machine. Things that we have to do is we will modify the computer name. you will have to give it a static IP address and not DHCP. Then since I am also using the VMware, I'll try to install the VMware tools, or we just stick to this one depending. So let's assign IP address that we are going to use, static IP address. We are going to use a class C IP address, but you can use any IP address of your choice. I am not trying to force you to use the address that I am using, but the most important thing is to follow the steps, and then you'll be okay when it comes to the server administration. So we are going to use, sorry, my num key was off. So we are going to use a class C IP address 192.168. we use 1.8. then click inside the subnet mask. Then we provide a gateway address, which I will use 1.2. then preferred DNS, I will maintain the server's IP address, which is 1.8. then we click on OK. We close, and then it's trying to identify. So we have unidentified. We just click on close. Good. We just reload, and then let's see whether it will change. So this is it. We have the IP version 4 static address assigned. We also have, we can see that we have IP version 6 enabled. So on that note, we end this video. We continue with the next section later. Bye.